Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great week so far, and welcome to this new video on SUI. SUI just broke out. All right, so that's what we'll talk about. We'll do a full analysis, of course, of SUI, of the network as well. Maybe we'll take a look at some SUI ecosystem projects as well. Back in November, back in December, I used to do these SUI ecosystem updates. If you're interested in that, let me know. I like SUI a lot. I've used the network a lot as well. I have redeemed all my status, perhaps unfortunately, but still made quite a lot of yield with that at least. And I also bought relatively low. But that's not the point. Like I said, SUI just broke out. We had balance. By the way, expected, right? If you watch my previous videos, you always knew that the bullish breakout was the one that we expected, or at least that I expected, that I predicted. And now, technically, we've broken above that main resistance level, right? I mean, you can see we've hit these levels before, and you could say that this is the real resistance here between 4.1 and 4.2. But the real balance, or at least where the balance has been capped, is around $4 and 4.05. That's also where you see that blue line, and that's where the value is, right? So that's essentially where most of the volume has been traded for SUI, and that's the main level that we need to watch. You know, can we actually break above that? And you can see historically, that has also been a great gauge to see whether SUI was really able to break out or not, right? Because we have broken above that value area high before, but every time we were never able to hold that as support. You can see that we the most we lasted above that was one candle. So it does show you a lot. And right now, what you can see is that with decent volume, I mean, to be fair, the volume right now for SUI is in no shape or form as good as it was when we had that last breakout or that last reclaim. Well, no, last breakout right here at the beginning of May. So that's something to be aware of. What you want to see with a breakout is a lot of volume. Now, I wouldn't say that the volume right now is bad, but the volume is not incredibly high either. Right. So that is definitely something to know that decreases the chances that this is a real breakout. However, what is the case is that fundamentally SUI has been incredibly strong. Like the numbers we have right now compared to the last time we were at these price levels are significantly better, the TVL, but the DEX trading volumes as well. So fundamentally, I would say SUI has a reason to rally up higher into our next price target at 4.4, 4.5, 4.5, 4.6, my apologies. The markets are much, much stronger, and I think it's quite likely that Bitcoin is going to pull back. But ultimately, we broke out, and the breakout has been validated, and it is on the lower time frames in an uptrend still. So that's why we have to keep a bullish bias on the markets. And then outside of that, like I said, the SUI ecosystem is doing quite well as well, right? If you take a look at a coin like Cetus right here, that actually broke out above a massive resistance level, which it has held since the end of April as well, with some decent volume coming in. So the volume across the SUI ecosystem is actually quite high, higher than for SUI specifically. So ultimately, that makes me think, for now, that this is a real breakout. All right, now have I bought SUI? No. I mean, in the Signal group, we bought some SUI down here. But I cashed out most of that position already around the POC at 3.9 to be 100% in transparency. And I haven't bought SUI so far. Now I might have some limits open, who knows? But I do think it's most likely, given the volume across the ecosystem, given how the market is looking in total, that we're going to test the conviction. We're going to test the value area high and potentially even a little bit lower at $4. But at this point of time, I would say it's most likely we're going to hold that as support, and that in the lower time frames we might consolidate here a bit. But that ultimately from this move we are going up to that next target at 4.5 and 4.6. That's what I would say is most likely. Now, like I said, is it fully without risk? Certainly not. Especially the volume could definitely be better. And like I said, I expect Bitcoin to pull back a bit. However, SUI on its own is not super over leveraged. Something that Bitcoin, in my opinion, is kind of, or at least much more than SUI. And the initial price action right here at the top is pretty good as well. So I'll keep you updated on this. But for now, I think that's what you need to know. So thank you for watching. Take care. If you're interested in more SUI updates, let me know down in the comments or on Telegram, Discord, but also subscribe. But for now, have a great day. Take care and bye.